Welcome to the strange and surprising world of aquatic plants. Watch this water droplet hit this leaf. Instead of splashing or flattening out, it rebounds like it hit a microscopic trampoline. The liquid physically rejects contact with the surface, maintaining a perfect sphere as it springs away. Most terrestrial leaves absorb moisture to stay hydrated. Rain hits an oak leaf, spreads out, and soaks in. But here, the plant aggressively repels the water. This intense repulsion is a deliberate survival mechanism. For these specific species, letting water coat their surface means certain death. To understand why, look at what happens when you take a regular houseplant and plunge it underwater. Within hours, the bright green fades. The stem loses its rigidity, and the entire structure shrivels and rots. The plant isn't drowning from the physical pressure. It is starving for air. Water holds only a tiny fraction of the oxygen found in the atmosphere, cutting off the exact gas the roots need to survive. Yet, rivers, lakes, and ponds are packed with thick vegetation. They thrive in an environment perfectly designed to suffocate standard plants. Their first line of defense is location. Aquatic plants divide the aquatic landscape into 4 specific zones to secure their air supply. Some anchor their roots deep in the oxygen-starved mud, but grow stiff, tall stems to push their leaves high into the open air above. Others tether themselves to the bottom, but send up flexible shoots that let their leaves rest flat on the surface. A third group abandons the mud entirely, letting their roots dangle while they drift freely across the pond. Then there are the fully submerged species. These live entirely underwater, extracting whatever sparse dissolved gases they can filter directly from the currents around them. By occupying different vertical levels of a single pond, these species avoid competing for the exact same atmospheric resources, maximizing the amount of life a single body of water can support. For the plants anchored in the mud, getting air to the leaves doesn't help the suffocating roots unless they can move that gas downward. If you cut open the thick stem of an aquatic plant, you will find it is mostly empty space. This cross-section shows parenchyma, a sponge-like tissue of interconnected hollow tubes. Acting as an internal highway, oxygen pulled from the surface travels freely down the core. The gas moves rapidly through these corridors, delivering a continuous supply of air straight to the deepest roots. Even when buried under 3 feet of dense, lethal mud, the root system functions as if it is sitting comfortably in the open breeze. Which brings us back to that aggressively bouncy water droplet. If we zoom in on the surface of that floating leaf, we find it is covered in thousands of densely packed, microscopic structures called nanopillars. These tiny columns act like a bed of nails. They prop the droplet up, forcing it to sit on a cushion of trapped air, so the liquid never actually touches the leaf's breathing pores. Unable to grip the leaf, the water rolls off at the slightest tilt. As it moves, it collects dust and debris, sweeping the surface clean. Without this microscopic armor, the pores would clog with water and dirt. The internal highway of oxygen would seal shut, and the entire organism would drown from the inside out. When these different spatial strategies and internal anatomies work together, they create a highly productive underwater forest. The deep roots anchor the loose mud, the floating leaves provide shade to prevent algae blooms, and the dense stems offer a protected nursery for fish and insects. Take a look at the ponds or rivers where you live. Try to spot which plants are towering above the water and which ones are floating flat on the surface. These green leaves and stems are highly specialized machines, perfectly engineered to breathe in a world built to suffocate them.